Al Pacino, one of the most legendary actors in Hollywood history, has captivated audiences for decades with his intense performances and magnetic presence. From the Godfather trilogy to Scarface and Scent of a Woman, Pacino's name has always been synonymous with brilliance, power, and a career built on unforgettable characters. But behind the legendary screen persona lies a shocking and unexpected twist that has left fans around the world stunned. The news broke suddenly. Diane Keaton, Pacino's longtime friend and iconic co-star, has passed away. While the world mourns her loss, sources reveal that the investigation surrounding her death has now pulled Al Pacino into the spotlight in a way no one could have imagined. Questions are being asked, rumors are swirling, and the media is relentless. Yet amid the chaos, the truth remains elusive. For decades, Pacino and Keaton shared one of Hollywood's most enduring on-screen partnerships, creating magic that transcended generations. Their bond was celebrated by fans and insiders alike, marked by mutual respect, admiration, and a hint of personal connection that few truly understood. But the sudden nature of Keaton's death has ignited intense speculation, and Al Pacino, despite his reputation for discretion, now finds himself under an unprecedented level of scrutiny. The investigation isn't just a headline, it's a seismic event that challenges the public perception of a man who has spent a lifetime commanding respect. Everyone wants answers. What really happened? How is Pacino connected? And how will this shocking chapter affect the legacy of two of Hollywood's most celebrated stars? The truth, as it often does in Hollywood, is far more complex and heartbreaking than anyone could imagine. Hollywood is no stranger to shocking headlines, but the news of Diane Keaton's passing sent ripples across the entertainment world like few other events could. Diane, known for her unforgettable performances in Annie Hall, The Godfather trilogy, and countless other classics, had become more than just an actress. She was a symbol of talent, resilience, and authenticity. Her influence on cinema spanned decades, and her sudden departure left fans and colleagues alike reeling. Amid the mourning and tributes, another story began to emerge, one that would shock even the most seasoned Hollywood insiders. Al Pacino, Diane's longtime friend and legendary co-star, was reportedly under investigation in connection to her death. While initial reports have been careful to clarify that no charges have been filed, the mere mention of Pacino's name in such a context has created a media frenzy. For decades, Al Pacino had carefully guarded his private life, keeping personal matters out of the public eye. But the circumstances surrounding Diane's passing have thrust him into an unprecedented spotlight. Pacino and Keaton shared a professional and personal history that few can rival. Their work together in the Godfather series created one of the most iconic on-screen relationships in cinematic history, and their bond extended off-screen as well. Over the years, their friendship was marked by mutual respect and a deep understanding of one another's artistry. Fans often speculated about the closeness of their relationship, and insiders spoke of a unique connection that went beyond professional collaboration. Now, in the wake of tragedy, that connection has become a focal point for investigators and journalists alike. The investigation reportedly centers around the final days leading up to Diane's death. While details remain scarce, sources suggest that authorities are examining her interactions and relationships closely to understand the circumstances of her passing. Al Pacino's name has surfaced not because of any proven wrongdoing, but because of the depth of their long-standing association. Hollywood is a world where personal and professional lives often intersect in ways the public rarely sees, and in this case, that intersection has placed Pacino in a position few could have anticipated. Friends and colleagues describe Pacino as deeply affected by Diane's death. Those close to him report that he has been quiet, reflective, and unusually withdrawn, mourning not only the loss of a co-star, but of someone who had been a constant presence in his life for decades. Public appearances have been canceled, and his representatives have remained tight-lipped, emphasizing the ongoing nature of the investigation while asking for privacy during a profoundly difficult time. For fans, the news is both heartbreaking and perplexing. Al Pacino is an actor who has long embodied strength, charisma, and emotional intensity on screen. Yet the current situation serves as a stark reminder that even legends are not immune to the unpredictable tragedies of life. The investigation adds a layer of complexity to an already devastating loss, leaving the public questioning what really happened behind the scenes and how it will impact the legacies of both PACINO and Keaton. As the world watches, speculation runs rampant. Rumors, theories, and headlines swirl, but the full truth remains hidden, at least for now. What is clear, however, is that this moment marks a turning point, not just in the personal lives of those involved, but in how Hollywood legends are perceived when tragedy strikes. Al Pacino's story, intertwined with Diane Keaton's final days, is a chapter that will be dissected, analyzed, and remembered for years to come, leaving fans and the public grappling with grief, curiosity, and the harsh realities of fame. Al Pacino and Diane Keaton shared one of Hollywood's most iconic partnerships, both on and off the screen. Their collaboration in the Godfather trilogy forever cemented their place in cinematic history, and the chemistry between Michael Corleone and Kay Adams became the standard for powerful on-screen relationships. Over time, their friendship extended beyond the cameras. They were often seen together at award ceremonies, industry events, and private gatherings, and while their connection remained largely personal, insiders noted a mutual respect and trust that few in Hollywood ever achieve. For decades, Pacino maintained a reputation as a fiercely private man. Despite his legendary status, he rarely offered glimpses into his personal life, preferring to let his work speak for itself. Diane, in contrast, was known for her warmth and accessibility, always balancing the demands of fame with genuine kindness. Together, they formed an unlikely but enduring bond, one that became the subject of fascination for fans and journalists alike. Yet, while this connection was celebrated publicly, it was also deeply private. Those who knew them best understood the trust and loyalty that underpinned their relationship. The tragedy of Diane's death has tested that bond in ways no one could have predicted. As authorities investigate the circumstances surrounding her passing, Al Pacino finds himself caught between mourning a lifelong friend and responding to scrutiny that challenges his integrity. Friends close to him describe a man torn, devastated by the loss, yet frustrated by the relentless questioning of the media and public. It's a difficult balancing act, one that even a figure as experienced and composed as Pacino struggles to navigate. The investigation has sparked intense speculation about the nature of Pacino's involvement. While there is no evidence suggesting wrongdoing, the mere fact that authorities are looking into his connection with Diane has created a storm of headlines and social media debates. Every appearance, every statement, and every absence from the public eye is being analyzed for meaning. The pressure is immense, especially for someone whose life has been dedicated to portraying emotion rather than publicly living it. Moreover, the tragedy has drawn attention to the human side of celebrity life, the moments that rarely make the news. Behind the glitz and glamour, Pacino is reportedly grappling with the reality of losing someone who has been a constant through decades of highs and lows. Diane's death serves as a reminder that no amount of fame or accomplishment shields anyone from grief. For Al, the loss is intensely personal, yet it is now being played out on a global stage, where every gesture is scrutinized and every reaction dissected. The emotional weight is compounded by decades of shared experiences. Diane was not only a co-star, but a confidant, someone Pacino could rely on during the most turbulent moments of his career. Their friendship was built on understanding, shared memories, and mutual admiration. Losing her is, according to sources, like losing a part of himself, a chapter of his life that cannot be replaced. In addition to personal grief, the investigation brings legal and public pressures that few could handle with composure. The scrutiny is unrelenting, and the media's relentless pursuit of answers has turned an intensely private tragedy into a worldwide spectacle. Pacino's every move is being observed, fueling speculation and heightening tension. It's a stark reminder that celebrity doesn't just amplify triumphs. It magnifies tragedies, turning grief into public drama. As the investigation continues, Al Pacino faces a delicate path, balancing loyalty to a lost friend protecting his own reputation and navigating a world that often confuses attention with truth. For fans, this is more than a shocking headline. It is a deeply human story of loss, connection, and the complexities of living a life under constant scrutiny. In the wake of Diane Keaton's sudden passing, Al Pacino has found himself at the center of a relentless media storm. For a man who has spent decades carefully managing his public image, the attention has been overwhelming. News outlets, social media platforms, and fan forums are ablaze with speculation, theories, and sometimes outright misinformation. Every action, statement, or silence from Pacino is being dissected and debated, amplifying the personal grief he is already enduring. The investigation has heightened public curiosity to unprecedented levels. While authorities insist there is no evidence of wrongdoing, the very act of Pacino being under review has fueled rumors and sensational headlines. Pundits and entertainment journalists alike have speculated on the nature of his connection to Diane, leaving fans anxious and confused. Even decades of exemplary behavior and legendary achievements cannot shield a celebrity from the curiosity and scrutiny that accompany tragedy. For Pacino, the pressure is twofold. First is the emotional toll, mourning a friend and confidant in the harsh glare of public attention. Diane was not just a co-star. She was a trusted ally, someone who understood him in a way few people could. Losing her is a deeply personal blow, one made all the more difficult by the constant intrusion of cameras, microphones, and reporters. The grief that would normally remain private is now played out on a global stage. Second is the legal and reputational dimension. While investigators have yet to find evidence implicating him in any wrongdoing, the situation is delicate. Pacino's representatives have issued statements emphasizing cooperation and respect for the ongoing process, yet speculation continues to spread unchecked. In Hollywood, perception can sometimes overshadow reality, and the fear of public misinterpretation looms large. Every choice he makes, whether attending a memorial, issuing a statement, or remaining silent, carries weight and potential consequences. The media frenzy has also highlighted the stark contrast between Pacino's private nature and the voracious appetite of the public for answers. Unlike many modern celebrities who engage directly with social media to manage narratives, Pacino has maintained his distance. This discretion, once a shield, has become a source of frustration for some who demand immediate clarity. It is a reminder that celebrity life, for all its glamour, can become isolating, particularly when tragedy intersects with fame. Friends and colleagues describe Pacino as withdrawn but resolute. He has reportedly been leaning on a small circle of trusted confidants, individuals who understand the nuances of both his grief and the pressures of being constantly observed. These few people provide emotional support and perspective, helping him navigate a situation where every detail is magnified and every move scrutinized. Despite the chaos, one thing remains clear. Al Pacino's legacy is not defined by headlines or speculation, but by decades of unparalleled artistry and dedication. He has faced countless challenges throughout his career, from professional setbacks to personal losses, and yet he continues to command respect for his work and integrity. The current investigation, as intrusive as it may be, does not diminish the impact he has made on film, nor does it erase the deep bond he shared with Diane Keaton. Ultimately, this chapter in Pacino's life underscores the human side of fame. Behind the accolades, awards, and legendary roles is a man grappling with loss, confusion, and the unrelenting gaze of the world. While the investigation and media attention are far from over, those who truly know him see a man enduring with the same intensity and courage that has defined both his life and career. As the dust of initial shock begins to settle, Al Pacino faces a period of reflection, both on the loss of Diane Keaton and on his own place in Hollywood. At this stage in his life and career, he is no stranger to tragedy, scrutiny, and the pressures that come with being one of the most celebrated actors in the world. Yet this moment is different. The combination of personal grief and public investigation has created a rare and intense crossroads, forcing him to confront questions that go beyond career choices or on-screen success. Friends and insiders describe Pacino as deeply contemplative. Diane was more than a co-star. She was a confidant, a collaborator, and someone who had been intertwined with his journey in Hollywood for decades. Losing her has left a void not only in his personal life, but also in the artistic rhythm that defined so many years of his career. He is reportedly spending more time reflecting on memories, the countless hours on set, the shared victories and challenges, and the quiet moments that few outside their circle would ever understand. The investigation, while challenging, has also provided an opportunity for introspection. PACINO has always been known for his discipline, focus, and meticulous attention to his craft. Now he must navigate a real-life drama far beyond any script. He is relying on a small, trusted network, family, close friends, and longtime colleagues to provide guidance, support, and perspective. These relationships have become crucial, helping him maintain balance amid external pressures and internal grief. Beyond the personal toll, the situation has raised broader reflections on fame, mortality, and the human side of Hollywood. For decades, Al Pacino has portrayed characters who face intense moral, emotional, and ethical challenges. But living under the glare of public scrutiny, especially during a tragedy, is a reminder that real life can be far more complicated than fiction. Even a man of his experience cannot fully shield himself from the emotional impact of loss, nor from the relentless curiosity of the public. Despite the challenges, Pacino continues to maintain his legacy. His decades-long career, marked by iconic roles and transformative performances, remains untarnished by rumors or speculation. For many, this moment serves as a reminder that the humanity behind the legend is just as compelling as the characters he has portrayed. He is not merely an actor. He is a man navigating grief, loyalty, and the complexities of a life lived in the spotlight. Moving forward, sources suggest that Pacino is focused on honoring Diane's memory while maintaining his personal integrity. He has been careful to cooperate with investigators, remain private, and protect the dignity of both himself and the late Diane Keaton. His approach underscores the balance he has always tried to maintain between public life and personal truth, a balance that is particularly tested during moments of tragedy. Ultimately, the story of Al Pacino under investigation is not about scandal or wrongdoing. It is about human fragility, the weight of fame, and the impact of losing someone profoundly important. It is about a legendary actor facing a deeply personal crisis under the unrelenting gaze of the world. And it is a reminder to fans and observers alike that even icons are not immune to the heartbreak, confusion, and reflection that life inevitably brings. In the end, Al Pacino's journey continues, marked not just by cinematic triumphs, but by resilience, integrity, and the quiet endurance of a man who has faced unimaginable pressures and continues to stand tall, honoring the memory of a friend and the legacy of his own extraordinary life.